Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked where I climb the online series 8 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Today we are trying out the Zamazenta team that I actually lost against in yesterday's episode. The creator of the team, Captain Falinks, was kind enough to pass me the paste and the rental after yesterday's episode, and it's a really cool team. Zamazenta is not one of the common restricted Pokemon that people are using at the moment. Zacian is significantly more popular, but it still definitely has a strong place in the metagame, and as you can see, this is a mix of offense and defense. You have Iron Head in close combat just for damage, but then you have the Howl and the Wide Guard to support the rest of your team. And I really like how the Zamazenta is positioned because knowing that it's more defensive, you want to basically use it to support the rest of your team. And Zapdos, Glastrier, and Cinderace are all some of the stronger physical attackers in the format. Give it an attack boost from Howl, and they can just absolutely, snowball games very, very quickly. At the same time, it's not like this team is just pure hyper offense, right? Porygon and Amoonguss are already bulky and slow Pokemon. Glastrier is really bulky and also really offensive, and then Zamazenta kind of has that mix. And so Zamazenta is just kind of cool because despite it taking a restricted slot, it's not going to Dynamax, and so you can use it to support these really strong physical attackers that are going to Dynamax. Wide Guard also just, a really good move in the format right now with the amount of spread damage that's coming around from Kyogre, Groudon, Landorus, for example, and so that's always good as well. So thank you to Captain Falinks for the team. Rental and paste are down in the description below, and I'm looking forward to trying it out. I think, Zamazenta, when I went up against it yesterday, I barely knew how it would be run just because it's so uncommon relative to, some of the other restricted picks right now. So I'm curious if our opponents can really foresee what's going to be coming, basically. So yeah, so let's get into today's episode. I saw the top liked comment on yesterday's episode was, "It drives me crazy when Aaron doesn't respond to the question of the days that he asks." So first of all, I apologize about that. Sometimes I just get my head too wrapped around actually starting the episode and getting into the game that I forget to answer it. So I'll do my best moving forward to always give you an answer to the question of the days. But today I'm curious what future question of the days you want to see down in the comment section below. What are you curious from other viewers from this channel as well? So let me know. And this one I don't have a great answer to. That's why I'm crowdsourcing to all of you. But let's get started with today's episode. Thanks as always for watching. If you enjoyed, please show support by leaving a like. And excited to try out this team. All right, getting into our first game of the day. What do we got here? It looks like just Benji as Yveltal team, if I remember correctly. I think it's the rental for it actually even. So if that's the case, Zamazenta is pretty solid here. I just want to avoid activating weakness policy on Metagross. Zapdos is actually kind of compelling here. I guess there is the Yveltal, but it's like the reason I want to bring Zapdos is because they have double Intimidate. So if at any point one of those Intimidates comes out, it's huge for us. Glastrier under Chirkram is also very good, especially with Foul Play Porygon. Yeah, I mean, Glastrier just completely destroys Yveltal, especially with Assault Vest on this thing. So we should probably play towards Glastrier because it hits everything on my opponent's team for super effective damage. I think the safest bet is Amoonguss Porygon lead, Glastrier or Zamazenta in the back. I think I like that. Zamazenta is honestly, I feel like Yveltal just barely gets to play this game, which works in our favor. Alternatively, I was thinking we just go like Zamazenta Cinderace. If there weren't a Yveltal, I think that'd be decent. If there weren't a Yveltal, I'd probably go Zamazenta plus Zapdos. Yeah. But because of a Yveltal, Magnet, Specs, T-Bolt just do so much into Zapdos, I don't really want to risk bringing it here. Whereas, on paper, if Chirkram goes up, Glastrier literally can pick up a knockout every turn. We just have to, basically get a super effective attack off on that said turn. It's going to be Incineroar plus Yveltal. Now, that Incineroar does have Taunt. So that's obviously a problem. Taunt. They do bring out Yveltal, though. Let's see. Turn 1, if I think Incin taunts into Porygon here. So this is an opportunity to get a Spore off, actually. I think I'm actually going to... Unless you fake out Airstream, but if you fake out Airstream, I get Trick Room up. It's impossible to deny both Spore and Trick Room this turn from my opponent's end. So yeah, I'm going to Spore into Yveltal and Trick Room here. I think that's fine. Okay, they don't max Yveltal, which is a good decision. They also don't fake out, so it should be Taunt coming out. But I'm guessing that they're taunting to Porygon. Unfortunately, we get crit, so that's not ideal, but that's okay. Oh, they actually just Flare Blitz. Okay, that's perfect for us, because now we just get Trick Room up safely. So, yeah, that's the thing. You either get Taunt onto Porygon, or you deny me Trick Room. Sorry, you get Taunt onto Porygon, or you deny me Spore, but you can't deny both right now. So, we're in a good shape right now. I suspect Incineroar will want to switch out this next turn, but Glastrier is looking very solid right now. So the question is basically, who can Incineroar switch out into? We could always just max Hailstorm Yveltal. In the back, they have Steel. Hailstorm plus Foul Play. Well, it doesn't cover Incineroar actually just staying in here outright. I'm just nervous about Incin switching out into a Landorus in the back. If you, like, double switched here, like Metagross Landorus right now, that would be kind of sick. Hailstorm into Yveltal's so obvious. Maybe we double up onto the Yveltal slot, actually, yeah. Because you can't protect that. So I'll Hailstorm and Foul Play, and that should cover everything, actually. Yeah, so I like that. Yep, Yveltal switches, okay. What is that? It's going to be Metagross. Okay, yeah. And they're not going to hard switch Incineroar. Yeah, this is okay, because I get a Foul Play off, and yeah, your weakness policy, but another Foul Play will just KO you next turn. The only downside, this is what I mean with Glastrier, can just win the game by picking up a knockout every turn, but I didn't do that here. I'm not sure Max Quick would have knocked out Incineroar anyway, though, so it's okay. But the problem here is that they can get me down to, like, -2 attack immediately by parting shotting into Glastrier. Either way, though, Hailstorm plus Foul Play is going to do a ton of damage into Metagross, so I don't mind doubling up onto Yveltal when I know that you can protect. And no matter what switches in, I'm guaranteed, like, either a knockout, or in the worst case, which is Metagross, it's still, like, what, 75% of damage after Hail? And now it's like, who do you even want to Dynamax, right? Because it's probably Yveltal. Well, Foul Play actually almost KOs. Wow, that was close. So, probably Parting Shot on... If you didn't Parting Shot here into Glastrier, I honestly think we just win the game, because now, like, yeah. But, of course, it's going to be Parting Shot. Will-O-Wisp could be an interesting option if they had it there, but I think this is just the Yveltal team we had featured on the channel a while back. So, yeah, we're in good shape right now because Metagross just takes so much damage there. I think you probably bring out your 4th Pokemon right now. If you bring Yveltal back out, then I know you're probably just going to go back out into Incineroar. Yeah, it's going to be a Lecky. That's fine. I guess a Lecky could max. That's actually kind of cute. If I'm my opponent, I'm probably... The only tricky thing here is that, like, I can't Quake safely because there's the potential of Yveltal coming in. Knuckle is very safe, though, like knuckling into Metagross. I think I like that. Knuckle into Metagross and just Tri-Attack here into Alecki. If you switch Metagross out, like, yeah, I'm at -2, but then I get to -1. Oh, yeah, and then I get back to -1, then you can't fake out the next turn. So, I think it's okay. This is what I meant. Glastier's just so good in this matchup. But my opponent's doing a pretty good... Like, that was a good turn to, you know, not let me snowball too quickly. But I don't want to Quake here, because I don't really need special defense boost, especially with Assault Vest and Glastrier. If we can even get another Trick Room up in this game, it'd be huge, but there is that Incineroar in the back. Interestingly enough, they actually don't switch either out into Incin or Protect. So this Knuckle means that I get back to neutral on the Glastrier, which is actually a really big deal. Because I still have one more turn of Dynamax to work with here. Zamazenta's looking potentially nice in this late game as well, but this was really just a Glastrier game, honestly. Because the thing is, Zamazenta now in the late game has... Oh, man, that did so much. Oh, that was a crit. Pretty lucky crit there. They just go for T-Bolt onto Glastrier, but yeah, with the Assault Vest, we're just in such good shape. Because I think Glastrier alone just wins this game, but Zamazenta can just come out now and, you know, Howl, Wide Guard, Close Combat, basically do whatever. So, I guess you bring out Incineroar right now. You kind of have to, I think. Yeah. But now I can safely Knuckle into the Alecki. And I think I can actually just switch out into Zamazenta right now. Actually, is Knuckle better or is Hailstorm better into Alecki here? Because you could switch out into Yveltal. But I guess if you switch out into Yveltal, then this is where Zamazenta seals up the game for us. So, yeah. I'll Knuckle and switch out into Zamazenta. The reason I want to switch right now is because Zamazenta outspeeds my opponent's entire team. So, like, there are two different ways I think you can play with the Zamazenta with this team. Either just lead it and go for Howl, or use it, like, as a late game sweeper, which is funny because that's normally what Zacian does, but it's like a bulkier late game sweeper, like, and also support whatever you have next to it, right? So, oh, they actually did go for the switch, though. Okay, nice play. Nice play. You know what would be really interesting now is if you Parting Shot. Maybe Hailstorm was just a play there. Oh. That is actually a really good play on my opponent's end. I don't know why I didn't think about Max Incin a little bit harder. That was actually by far the best Max option. Very cool. Very, very cool. I love that play from their end. That is very good. I don't even know if Flare KOs Zamazenta, to be honest, but let's see. We do have a +1 close combat into Incineroar next turn, potentially now. But that was actually so smart. They did Flare into the Porygon slot, which is Zamazenta, but yeah, we actually don't even take 50% of damage there. Sheesh. That is impressive bulk with the defense boost. Okay. This is scary, though, now. This is definitely scary. Like, that was really, really cool. I don't think... Oh, wait, we have another turn of Trick Room to work with. I didn't even realize that. Okay, well, that's actually a really big deal. I definitely can Icicle Spear here. I guess I probably should have just stayed in with Porygon. For some reason, I thought that was the last turn of Trick Room. Because they're probably just gonna... You just Flare Zamazenta again here, right? You know what? I don't mind staying in here, actually. I'm gonna go for Icicle Spear. Because I could see them targeting Glastrier in this position. And if we get a close combat off, that's huge. They switch out Yveltal. Okay. So this is interesting, because that was their main... I was actually worried about Yveltal in this late game, but... It's a really good Dynamax with Incin. Get the knockout there. Get Chilling Neigh. I can't protect with Glastrier, though. That's part of the problem right now. Yep. There's another Flare. And it goes into Glastrier. Okay. KO's Glastrier. We get close comp. I think we win the game off that. Because I should just outspeed. Yeah, I just outspeed with Zamazenta in this next turn. Oh, that actually almost just one-shot. So close. But that's okay, because yeah, I should just outspeed with this thing now, and I have Porygon for Tri-Attack in the back. And the Yveltal shouldn't be able to Max Guard. So I think the correct action to take here is to just... Well, I guess I don't know if we one-shot Yveltal. That's my fear. But I guess also Yveltal shouldn't KO the Zamazenta. No, does Foul Play KO? Honestly, I have no idea. Because, like, Incin can Max Guard here. Yveltal should be Assault Vest. So, shouldn't be able to protect. But I don't know if a +1 close combat KOs. So, like, I'm thinking we just close combat into Incineroar here. Because even if you protect, you shouldn't be able to KO Zamazenta. Okay, I'll just try attack here then, and close combat into Incin. Oh, actually, close combat wasn't the correct play there. Behemoth Bashes, because that should get the knockout anyway. Okay. We are at -2 SPDF now. I don't know my Zamazenta calc super well. If I was confident in one-shotting Yveltal, then that definitely would have been the play. It's going to be Foul Play. Is that enough to knock us out? Oh, this thing is so bulky. Wow. Okay, so we get Tri-Attack off. I guess we might have to play this Yveltal Zamazenta endgame, though, which I'm not really looking forward to. Because if you're my opponent, you Sucker Punch into Zamazenta now. So I guess I Howl here. Because you should Sucker Punch, right? I need to do the calc after this game as to whether or not close combat one-shots Yveltal, because if so, that was always the play, because obviously Incineroar is as low as it is, but I was worried about Yveltal surviving. Yeah, they Sucker Punch. So now what's interesting is we keep howling, and the question is, when does my opponent decide to click Sucker, or instead of Sucker Punching, just go for an attack? I honestly might just straight up attack here. Like, I think this endgame favors us, but my opponent honestly played out of what I think was a really tricky spot. +2 attack, -1 defense. Yeah, it's a question of whether or not they Sucker Punch again, right? I kind of want to just close combat here. I might go for it. Oh, I guess we do only have limited PP with Tri-Attack. Huh. I'm just going to go for close combat immediately. It worked! Oh, I love those Sucker Punch mind games. Or I love it when it works in our favor, but obviously it's scary if not. Like, I think we had that game with late game Porygon anyway. Okay, I really need to do the calc against the Yveltal, because that is so important to know. And I don't really have a great way to judge Zamazenta's offense. I think this was just Binge's team, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Looks like it, yeah. So Yveltal, because even though we didn't have, like, you know, unlimited PP, I also think, like, we have Recover and we heal more than they do. But that actually turned into what was a very scary match. Miscounting Trick Room was kind of bad, and then I also really should have considered them Dynamaxing Incineroar, because, like, I didn't do a great job considering that. I mean, Zamazenta was actually amazing for us, but I also shouldn't have gone for close combat, because they gave me another defense/special defense drop. Behemoth Blade into Incineroar would have been better there as well. So, yeah, some slight misplays on my end for sure. So close combat, +1 into Yveltal. Does 70 to 83%? So, oh no, they have some defense investment, right? It does 66 to 77%. It was close. I don't remember what range Yveltal was at exactly. I think it would have been a KO from that point. It is base, like, Zamazenta is base 130, so it actually does hit for a lot of damage. That damage is not to be underestimated, and I think I kind of did. So, we would have just secured this game by close combat. I like, made 2 misplays in that endgame, I think. Not knowing, well, one, I just didn't know that damage calc into Yveltal, so close combat onto Yveltal first outright would have been better, and then Behemoth Bash onto Incin would also be better, so I don't take that drop, because I don't even know if Sucker Punch KOs us, because we'd be at neutral defense, and yeah, well, it's close. Well, actually, no, they don't have much attack investment, right? I think we'd probably survive, but yeah. Alright, we got Groudon, Thundurus, Stakataka, Urshifu here. Tailwind's definitely tough. But they have Stakataka, which is bad news for Glastrier. I kind of want to try out Zamazenta Cinderace here, because Cinderace outspeeds my opponent's entire team if they don't get Tailwind up. And I'm not sure you'd really lead Whimsicott into when I have Porygon Glastrier, right? Who would I want in the back? Charizard's pretty scary here, because I don't have a single Fire Resist or Immune, so you can just spam Heat Waves for a ton of damage. So that's actually going to be a very big problem in my opinion. I think Porygon for foul play damage, and then I like Zapdos here just for, like, Brave Bird or close combat. So yeah. Yeah, close combat. I'm just double checking the Zamazenta spread with this team as well. I think it's just max attack, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong there, because if we're not max attack and, like, we have more in bulk, then I need to, let's see. It is, oh yeah, it's only 92 attack. So, that close combat would have done 59 to 69%. So it wasn't a guaranteed KO onto their Yveltal. That's what I thought. But like I said, so I wouldn't say not close combating Yveltal was a misplay, but not going for Behemoth Bash onto Incineroar was absolutely a misplay, because then we just take way less damage with foul play, and then I don't think a Sucker Punch KOs us. Well, that's kind of close. I mean, like, we might still be in range from a Sucker Punch. So, yeah. I don't know. I think my opponent played really well for what is a very, very tough matchup for them. Like, they definitely made me work for it. Okay, it's going to be Charizard Groudon. Man, I really wonder if I can one-shot Charizard turn 1. There's no way, right? Like, I'm thinking we go for Howl here. You probably max Charizard. So Howl, Dynamax, and hope that +1 Airstream's enough to KO Charizard. I think that's the play regardless, because it gives me an attack boost. You're not going to KO Cinderace here, most likely. And by going for Airstream, your Groudon can't touch me. But Fire is very scary for this team. So Charizard, probably one of the tougher Pokemon to go up against here. I don't think a +1 Life Orb Airstream KOs Max Charizard. I'd be very surprised if it did, actually. I suspect Charizard probably takes like 80% from this, but this is just my guess, because it's been a while since I've seen Cinderace versus Charizard. Which is funny because this was such a common matchup just a few formats ago. But I like Airstreaming here for sure. I could have Wide Guarded, but I don't really think that makes too much sense because they're just going to go for... I think you just press... I guess you could Swords Dance here in G-Max Wildfire. That'd actually be really scary, but if... I don't know. I think like Cinderace has the potential to just sweep through my opponent's entire team right now. Okay, so we get the Howl off. I mean, I guess I could have gone for the knockout onto Groudon, but nah, Charizard's just too big of a threat, I think. I have to knock that out as quickly as I can. Yeah, I think Charizard's gonna hang. Maybe after Life Orb and Solar Power it faints, but I don't know. Let's see. Yep, that was very close to my prediction of 80%. So, unfortunately, I think it will survive for one more turn, but maybe that's okay. Let's see what they opt for. Should be Wildfire, right? Yeah, onto Zacian. Or sorry, Zamazenta. Yep. That's okay, though. I think just getting Howl off in this game alone was pretty valuable, because what else am I going to lead to put on pressure against Charizard, right? There's really not that much else. And they go for Precipice Blades. Okay, that's actually very ideal for us then, all things considered. Yeah, Charizard's one tick away from getting knocked out now. We're at +1 attack with this. Who do I have in the back? I have Zapdos. I am max speed with this thing. I can go for another Airstream. That gets me to +2. Alternatively, I can bring in Porygon and start foul playing. I could also... See, the thing is, I could just bring out Zapdos and, like, go for Pyro Ball plus Brave Bird, but we're both... Yeah, I don't want to get outsped by Charizard. So I think it's more consistent to just bring out Porygon right now. Okay, let's do that. Because my opponent mainly had physical attackers, right? So I can actually Steel Spike here to give a defense boost. Although I guess they might just Precipice Blades. I could also see them Swords Dancing, which would be great for us because we have Foul Play. Yeah, they're actually all physical, basically. So I could Steel Spike into Charizard here. I guess the problem is if Charizard protects, because it's so obvious I'm going to target Charizard here. Zapdos in the back. It's not a bad Pokemon for this endgame, but I don't think I want a Trick Room here. Okay, I like Foul Play into Groudon. Airstream might just be more consistent here. I don't know. Defense boost is so nice onto Porygon, though. But I guess if they max guard, I don't get the boost. Okay, they don't go for max guard. I don't know about that play, but the thing is, Precipice Blades isn't KOing us anyway, which is why I was like, maybe this is fine. Getting a single defense boost on this Porygon's huge, though. And that's what I love about using max moves. Like, obviously, you want to think about how you can use it just from an offensive standpoint, but often if you can boost, like, already bulky Pokemon and give them a Spadef boost or a defense boost from Max Quake or Max Steel Spike, like, they become very difficult to deal with in the endgame. Porygon's actually a pretty good offensive beast, right, with Foul Play. They go for Rock Slide. Nice, nice, nice. Cool. We do get flinched, unfortunately, but that's okay. We still have one more turn of Max with Cinderace. We are Steel typing now, so you could bring a... Well, I don't even know if your Groudon outspeeds under Tailwind against Cinderace. If you're max speed, probably. Ooh, but they brought Stakataka. Okay, I don't mind seeing that. Got Stack in the back. I think I'm just going to Foul Play Stakataka and G-Max Fireball this thing, because I don't... Groudon's not really that much of a threat against Porygon in this late game. Especially because I got that defense boost onto it, because I can just Foul Play or Try Attack it. So, the question is whether or not +1 Pyro Ball and Foul Play KOs, but I think it should. Especially because the sun is up, so that's the cool thing as well. +1 Life Orb boosted and Foul Play into Stakataka. Oh, that alone just KOs. Beautiful. So, like, Zacian was so important for us just... Not Zacian, I keep calling it Zacian. Zamazenta was so important for us in this game just to get that attack boost. And they actually go for Swords Dance, but that's fine. Because, like, how else could I really approach this game, right? Amoonguss and Glastrier look so bad into a Sun matchup, so I just don't think I can bring those. And, yeah, because they Swords Dance, I do more damage with Foul Play, which is awesome. That's why I love Foul Play in this format right now. And, yeah, in the end, like, G-Max Wildfire wasn't actually super effective against us. Because, like, Cinderace didn't take that much residual, which is really good, too. So, Urshifu's my opponent's last one. This is still definitely not over, but with Zapdos in the back, I think it's looking pretty good. Last turn of Wildfire, we have +1 defense on this. I think we can just Power Ball into Groudon, which probably protects here, but that's okay. Oh, maybe you just Sucker Punch into Cinderace here. But I don't think that KOs with the defense boost. Actually, definitely shouldn't KO. So I'll Power Ball and just Try Attack. Oh, maybe Recover? No, but if I Try Attack, then... No, actually, I think I should Recover here. Yeah. Because I'm going to take Residual from Wildfire as well, which is not great. So I'll Power Ball into Groudon and heal up here. Even if Groudon protects, that's fine. Okay, they just go for Sucker Punch. I don't think this KOs with the defense boost. Yep. Oh, we could miss, though. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. But I think I had to Power Ball there. I don't think I'm KOing otherwise. Shoot. I think we might lose the game off that now, actually. Well, it's going to be close. I do have Thunderous Kick on this Zapdos. Like, Zapdos might come through for us in the end game. Could I have maximized my... Because, like, I think the play I made just covers for everything. So, it just doesn't work out 10% of the time. But it covers any other play my opponent could have made, like protecting Groudon or protecting Urshifu in that slot, too. So, a little unfortunate. Wow, I don't know if I knock out Groudon now. Recover. I don't think Brave Bird KOs Groudon, but maybe I'm underestimating Zapdos here a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to Brave Bird Groudon and Recover. You could protect Groudon here, but they don't. Oh, they just Sucker Punch, actually. Is that Choice Banded? Because it did more into Cinderace than I expected initially, to be honest. If Brave Bird KOs here, we still win. Oh, good job, Zapdos. Okay, I had to, like, zoom in there because I wasn't sure if that knocked out. I think we should be good now because we have a defense boost on Porygon, so you're definitely not KOing with close combat, but that was scary. We definitely had to sweat a little bit. But I'm glad because, like, I think in the 2 games we've played, we featured how you can use Zamazenta either in the early game just for an immediate boost, because even a single attack boost onto early game Glastrier, or mainly Cinderace or Zapdos, Glastrier a little bit less, because I think, like, you're going to lead Zamazenta plus Glastrier a little bit less frequently. Let's see. I think we just Trick Room here, and then 2, we should double KO Urshifu. And I actually don't mind detecting here, because I really think they Sucker Punch. Even if they don't, you have to crit a close combat on a Porygon. Maybe that's risky, I don't know. Did I have a guaranteed win, though? Because I think they still win off a crit if you're Focus Sash anyway, but I do think it's maybe like they were Choice Banded. Because they had Whimsicott on that team, right? So yeah, I actually think that was Banded Urshifu, because that Sucker Punch did more than I expected, given that we had that defense boost, and it did like 40% into Zapdos. So I think that was probably Banded Urshifu. But if you are Banded, then you're definitely not winning against Porygon anyway, so yeah. I think, I mean, Cinderace was just super, super good for those first 2 turns, and despite us not, like, one-shotting Charizard, being able to just outpace it and only allowing it to get 1 attack off was a really big deal. I don't know, I don't know, like, part of me wanted to cover for them max guarding with Charizard turn 2, but it didn't make much sense because they were on a timer with Solar Power anyway. But I guess if you max guard, you do bypass 1 tick of damage that turn. The other question I have to ask myself is whether or not G-Max Fireball into the Groudon was actually the call. Or sorry, the Pyro Ball. Like, did I have any other play that, like, guaranteed me the win? If I'm assuming Urshifu potentially a Sash, I'm not sure. Solgaleo here. Okay, so obviously Spectrier Solgaleo is the combo to watch out for here. How do I beat that? Spectrier Solgaleo. Unfortunately, Zamazenta, Cinderace, like, it looks really good, and it would be, but if you just Bulldoze, you lower both of my speeds, which means then the Solgaleo outspeeds, which is part of the reason why that combo is just so darn good. I could Wide Guard Pyro Ball. I don't really like that, though. I have a Mungus with the Focus Sash. If I lead a Mungus, you'll probably just KO it. Mungus P2 Glastrier. This is tough because I don't think we can really outdamage the Solgaleo, but we also I don't have a way to deny the weakness policy set up. I mean, I have Wide Guard, right? But that just protects my side. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm gonna go Amoonguss, Porygon, Glastrier, and Zamazenta, I think. But the thing is, I don't think I actually have the room to go... Like, typically with the Amoonguss Porygon, you can just, like, go for safe, like, Rage Powder Trick Room, but I don't think I can actually do that here. What I might do is actually just, like, hard switch Amoonguss turn 1, so then I can bring it back in and get a Spore off. Because the way I see us winning this game is probably by stalling out my opponent's turns of max with Solgaleo. Yeah, because Solgaleo Spectre, like, it's just such a safe lead option for them. I don't have a good answer around it, unfortunately. So I'm thinking what we do here is we switch Amoonguss out into the Zamazenta. I have Foul Play, actually. I didn't think about that. Foul Play is a big deal on Porygon, isn't it? Because I can just Foul Play Solgaleo, but... If I'm my opponent, I think you Bulldoze and you Steel Spike into Amoonguss, so I'm going to switch out in Trick Room. I guess alternatively, you could just, if you had Taunt on Spectrier, launch a Taunt onto Porygon and just, like, Sunsteel Strike Amoonguss. That's so risky, though. I don't know. I did have the opportunity to just Spore with Amoonguss, but I think if you see an Amoonguss, you do want to show it respect, right? And I think Zamazenta is actually a really good defensive switch-in right now. So let's see. I want to see Solgaleo maxing here, I think. Okay, they are. If they... I guess you could also just Bulldoze Steel Spike Porygon, but I'm pretty sure Porygon takes a +2 Steel Spike. I'd be surprised if it fainted. And then, after this turn, I have Glastrier in the back, and if I get a single Foul Play into Solgaleo, that alone should do, like, 60%, I think. If you're at +2. Yeah, they Bulldoze. Okay, good. The main thing here is I want to conserve Amoonguss, because Amoonguss feels really good against my opponent. It can just Spore everything under Trick Room, and I think it makes sense here to, right, just try to KO the Amoonguss right now. I think regardless, we should get Trick Room up, barring a Crown to Porygon. And I think you should target Amoonguss here. Yeah, exactly. Okay, good. Look how well Zamazenta took that. Holy cow. Nice. Alright, that's fantastic for us. Alright, I'm very happy about that, obviously. So we get Trick Room up successfully. And what's good for us right now is the Foul Play, right? Foul Play should just do a ton of damage into the Solgaleo. So I think I just Foul Play here. And I think with Zamazenta, there's really not much point in going for anything. Would I Behemoth Bash or Close Combat here? Because I don't know if I actually want to take this defense drop right now. I also want to see the Behemoth Bash animation. So yeah, I'll Foul Play. I'll double up onto Solgaleo right now. Okay, they switch out Spectre. That's fine. They're going to bring out Heatran. Yep, okay. That's okay. We get Foul Play off. The defense boost definitely helps them. Oh, they still have speed. Okay, so they Quake into Zamazenta. That's okay, though. Like, Zamazenta, like I said, was used this game defensively, basically, and it accomplished what I needed it to, so I'll take it. Because all I'm trying to do in this game is basically get Glastrier in safely. So now we bring out Amoonguss. So it's pretty interesting, because we used Zamazenta 3 different ways today, right? The first game was late game to try to clean up the game. Second game was just early game pressure. And then the third game was actually as a defensive switch-in to bypass a turn of my opponent's Dynamax. I think all of those have a lot of value, right? So, yeah. Worried about Goggles Heatran here. I think I'll just double up on the Solgaleo with Spore and Foul Play. Because another Foul Play should KO Solgaleo once their Dynamax is over. If you Max Guard Solgaleo, whatever, Heatran shouldn't one-shot us. The only problem, I guess, is Heat Wave crit burn onto Amoonguss. And Assault Vest, Glastrier is looking very good in this endgame. Oh, they actually did Max Guard. Okay, great play. Very nice play. Yeah, that was really good. Didn't think they'd go for it. Yeah, they just Heat Wave. That's fine, because like I want you to knock out my Amoonguss at this point, so I get the free switching into Glastrier. Does a Foul Play KO Solgaleo from this range? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I don't think so. Not with that boost. So I'm gonna go for the same play. I'm gonna just Spore and Foul Play again. But that was a fantastic protect there. I could have just gone Spore Heatran, Foul Play into Solgaleo. That actually probably would have won, not win me the game. If they take like multiple turns of sleep with Heatran, then probably, but I didn't think that risk was worth taking, because we're still in a decent spot right now, but I am probably going to go down 2-4, which is scary. Okay, so we get Spore off. The good thing is I get a free switch into Glastrier as long as you Heat Wave into the Amoonguss here. Oh, that's actually enough to KO? It didn't look like it earlier, so that was a misplay then. Dang, I didn't think Foul Play would actually just get the knockout there. Because I obviously could have just cleanly KO'd. Okay, that was kind of a mistake then. I also am really curious if they have like goggles on this Heatran potentially. But I do get Glastrier in safely, which was what I've been aiming to do this whole game. And yeah, we have a Heatran in front of us, but I can boost my special defense. They bring out Landorus, which is fine. Hailstorm into that slot is super free. You can't really switch in Spectrier either. And we have one turn of Trick Room to work with. Okay, that's all I need, I think. So let's max, let's Hailstorm, and let's recover. That was, I mean, yeah, really good turn, just max guarding, and I guess I should have anticipated Foul Play KOing Solgaleo. I really didn't think it would. Because it didn't take that much damage when I went against the non-Dynamax, but I guess it was like maybe a low roll the first time around or a high roll the second time around. Good Landorus switch out as well. I think that's the correct way to approach this. You know what this boils down to? I think if you have Taunt on Spectre, I think I lose. But if you don't, I think I win. Well, even if you do, does -1 Hailstorm plus Hail KO Spectre? That's the other question, because if so, then I think we win the game anyway with Assault Vest, but... yeah, I really didn't think Foul Play would KO Solgaleo, so I could have just spored Heatran at any point. I had 2 opportunities to spore that thing, and I didn't take it. I'm also assuming Shuca Berry this entire time. It might not even be Shuca, but... I could have also considered Foul Play Hailstorm Landorus there, because I think they're probably AV on Landorus. Oh, it's going to survive with like 5% after Hail. Oh, that's a bummer. But maybe I don't need Trick Room to go up, actually. They Flash Cannon, that's fine. AV is huge for us here. No special defense drop, which is good. I don't know. I think Bulldoze, Will-O-Wisp, Shadow Ball, Trick Room is like the standard on a Spectre set like this. So I really think it's going to have Taunt. Sorry, I just said Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, Bulldoze, Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, Taunt. So I think it's going to have Taunt, basically, is the problem here. Max Quake. I think I still go for Trick Room, though, right? Because it's not like Tri-Attack or Foul Play really gets me much more here. I wonder if you switch... Oh, they go for Will-O-Wisp! And we dodge! So they didn't have Taunt. Now, obviously, we got lucky with that Will-O-Wisp dodge, but I think because... I think even if they hit there, we're actually still in pretty good shape. Because while we do less damage, sure, I get Trick Room up, and now I have... Even Burnt Glastrier under Trick Room at -1 is still really good. Because I'd also get a special defense on Porygon, and Porygon can win this endgame with Foul Play and Tri-Attack by itself, basically, I think. But that was a really lucky dodge. You know, I've been there, man. I know that feel. So they didn't have Taunt in the end, which was huge. So Will-O-Wisp, Shadow Ball... Maybe you have Protect then? Yeah, Spectre was so close to fading. Anyway, now I can Hailstorm into Spectre is super safe. Because it covers the Landorus switch in, and it gives me a boost. And I can just Foul Play here into Heatran. Heatran isn't KOing us anyway, you need a crit. But definitely a lucky miss. They do finally Protect with Heatran, but that's fine. Okay, I don't know. If you hit that burn, Heatran probably has like, what, 60%? But I would still just go for a Hailstorm onto the Spectre here. I would make the same play, basically. And Heatran probably chooses not to Protect in this position because it's not at risk of fainting. So then he probably just goes for a Heat Wave. So then it would be what, -1. I'd be at -1, back to neutral, but I'd be burnt. You bring Landorus-T back out, so it's -1 burnt, regular Glastrier. But then I can Foul Play an Icicle Spear into Landorus, which I think would be a KO unless I only get like 2 hits. Because the Foul Play just doing a sizable chunk. And if we knock out the Landorus, Porygon should win the 1v1 against Heatran in a position like this. So, yeah. I mean, the burn just guarantees us. The burn miss guarantees us the game. I think even if it hit, we're still in okay shape because they didn't have Trick Room. But it definitely would have made it significantly tougher. But at this point, like, this is what I mean. Giving Porygon defensive boosts is honestly so good for it. So I'm just going to Foul Play Icicle, double up into Landorus here because Heatran's not really a threat to Porygon. And this is why Porygon is just such a strong... Oh, they actually had Protect, though. Wow. I should have targeted Heatran then, I guess, because it real Protect last turn, so no reason to double up there. Yeah, that was me actually just clicking buttons too fast. This whole time I thought it was AV because it didn't Protect earlier. But yeah, with the special defense boost, Glacier doesn't faint anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to make the same play. I mean, I guess now you can go for a double Protect. It actually, like, I didn't even need to foul play Landorus there because, yeah, Icicle Spear should KO anyway. So, it should be Spear and then foul play. I just wanted to see how much the double up did on the Landorus to validate that we were probably good in this endgame anyway. But I'm going to foul play Heatran here because I think my opponent can go for a double. I haven't seen Protect Landorus in so long, but last turn was an obvious, like, misplay. Oh, they don't go for the double, though. That's interesting. Okay. So we get the foul play KO onto Heatran. Nice. But this, just foul playing Heatran, like, this is what I should have done last turn. No reason to risk it, because my opponent could have actually crit there, so that wasn't a very smart play on my end. Icicle Spear actually does not pick up the knockout with 2 hits. So if I were burnt, like, and, yeah, if I were burnt, I only get 2 hits off, and Porygon, I don't know if foul play plus burnt Icicle Spear, 2 hits is enough to knock out the Landorus. But I don't know if Landorus can really do much in return if it's Protect, like, you don't really want to Earthquake there, so you're probably just stuck Rock Sliding. So yeah. We can check their team. Definitely a lucky Will-O-Wisp dodge, though, for sure. And they made some really nice plays. I, like, really underestimated my foul play damage onto the Solgaleo. Because, like, I had so many opportunities to Spore Heatran, I didn't take those. Yeah, so it was Shadow Ball, Snarl, Will-O-Wisp, Bulldoze. So I didn't have Taunt, because I had Snarl. Interesting. Taunt, I think, if they had Taunt there, I think we would lose the game. Because, like, your Landers and your Heatran just outspeed me. So, yeah. It's our first day with the team, so we'll play one more game here. I think it's really interesting, though, because you can see how, like, Zamazenta isn't the star of this team, but it's still very critical to us actually getting wins. As I said in the beginning of that last game, like, there were 3 different opportunities, right? The first game was using it defensively and waiting for the end game. I definitely have played, like, not perfectly in any of these matches, though. Like, this game made a bunch of misplays. First game, I definitely misplayed by not going for Behemoth Bash, so I need to stop rushing my moves as much. And once again, like, you don't need to play perfectly to win every Pokemon match, but if you can find those mistakes, ideally, you don't keep making them over and over again. And I think that's especially important, especially when you're playing with the new team, to get used to, like, some of the brand new moves or attacks that you're using. Okay, so it's another Yveltal team. I don't know, I mean, Glacier is also really good here, but it does... Celesteela is kind of a problem, so that's where maybe Cinderace wants to come out. Like, I kind of want to try out Zamazenta Cinderace here. Only problem is that Landorus. I guess they have their own Cinderace, too. I could just go Trick Room, but then Celesteela switching in is definitely scary. I don't think Zapdos is that good, though. Doesn't have fire or electric type attacks to even hit Celesteela. I'm hesitant of leading Zamazenta Cinderace because it's such an early lead that, like, I think late game Celesteela is a very big problem for us with this. So I don't think that's actually the right approach here, unfortunately. I like Amoonguss for Spore Pressure. I mean, how could I not bring Glastrier here, looking at my opponent's team? Yeah, okay, I think I played towards Zamazenta Cinderace in the late game, and I'm down for Amoonguss plus maybe Porygon Glastrier. Just Porygon Glastrier, right? They have Fini as well, so I'm less excited about Amoonguss. Yeah, I'm gonna go Glastrier, Porygon, Zamazenta Cinderace here. The idea behind this is, I think the Celesteela on their team is a very big problem if this battle extends too long. And because of that, if I just lead Cinderace, my opponent can just easily switch in Landorus and intimidate me. And if you stall out my 3 turns of max or just knock out Cinderace, I have no answer against late game Celesteela. So, and I don't think they're going to lead Celesteela. Yeah. So they go with Fini and Cinderace. I have Glastrier and Porygon. I have Foul Play on this Porygon, which is very good in dealing with the Cinderace. But I guess the awkward thing with my lead here is, what the heck do I do? Turn 1. If I Trick Room, and I think I probably should Trick Room, but I have Cinderace and Zamazenta in the back. Like, I honestly just lean towards regular high horsepower here in Trick Room, because I think, like, if you're my opponent, you probably just expect me to, I don't know, protect last year in Trick Room. Yeah, they just high jump kick. Okay. Into Porygon, right? I'm okay with that. Maybe I'm not okay with that. That did so much. We're also faster than the Fini, which is interesting. Oh, and they have Taunt as well. Okay. Nice play. I really wish I try attack there. I mean, this isn't terrible, though, per se, but I think I have to Dynamax Cinderace. But now, if you're my opponent, you can just high jump kick into Glastrier. I could just switch out into Zamazenta right now here. Okay, I'm actually kind of down for that. Because Glastrier is pretty good against everything else my opponent has in the back. I should have just foul play high horsepower turn 1 onto Cinderace, but yeah, I don't think Trick Room actually makes much sense there. Although Taunt on Fini is very rare, to be honest, so that's not something I could have really seen. Well, I could have, like, mentioned it as an option, and I didn't. But I don't think you Dynamax Cinderace now, right? Even if you do, is it that bad for us? I don't think so. That's my dad sneezing, if you could hear that in the background. Oh, they do Blitz. I mean, that's okay. That shouldn't knock out Zamazenta, and you take a ton of recoil. Oh, they target Porygon there. Okay, this is great, actually. I get Zamazenta in for free. I get Cinderace now in for free as well, and I can, like, Howl max Airstream. I have not seen that interaction yet. Actually, I did the other day using Grimmsnarl against Zacian, but not against Zamazenta, and I definitely did not expect Trick from Tapu Fini. Wow. Okay. Well, I want to Howl here, Dynamax, and try to one-shot Fini now. I like Steel Spike, right? Do I defense booster pretty good here? Yeah, it helps also against the Flare Blitz from... Okay, yeah, I'm going to Howl max Steel Spike. Just because Fini went for Trick, so, like, I don't know. I don't know what it has here. I'm worried about, like, the full Incense stuff. Oh, it's definitely full Incense. You went slower than Glastrier. Yeah, hold on. I should have noticed that turn 1. Because, like, we know that the Glastrier is not, like, speedy by any means on this team, so I should have caught on to that faster. Yeah, that's why I want to knock out Fini here. I really don't want to have full Incense on my Cinderace. Okay, so this is the beauty of Howl, so I'm happy about that. We should survive a Flare Blitz as well with the defense boost on Zamazenta, so that's good. And we outspeed too, so I get this defense boost, which is so nice. Okay, this is great. They haven't intimidated us. I hope this knocks out a +1 attack. Okay, good. This is perfect. I'm very happy about how this has played out so far. They didn't even bring in Landorus for an Intimidate, so that's also a big deal. Because now even if you bring it in for an Intimidate, I'm just back at neutral, and that's fine. Plus I outspeed with Zamazenta. They go for high jump kick. Okay. Do they target Cinderace there? No, they target Zamazenta. Cool. That's fine by me. Okay, so we're in good shape right now. I also wonder if I want a speed tie there, but either way I can just close combat that next turn. And they bring on Yveltal. Yveltal. With Yveltal coming out, I honestly want to double up onto it here, because you're not going to KO me anyway. So I don't want to Howl, because I don't want to give myself another attack boost in case they are foul playing me. So like I think I can Behemoth Bash into this thing and just go for the Fireball here. Yeah, I like that a lot. Covers a Landorus switch. I don't think they have a safe switch into this at all. And they're going to max. Oh, maybe that's Cinderace maxing actually. Wait, that would be a problem. That would be a big problem because I could have Airstreamed into that or just close combated into that. Okay, they max Yveltal. That's great. I think this should win us the game. Yeah, maybe they max guarded. But max guard would seem kind of odd here, wouldn't it? Zamazenta was so good here, though. Nice. And we get the Behemoth Bash animation off. Beautiful. So, that's great. I think this double up was going to KO. Nice. Wow, yeah, that does so much. I honestly, like... Zamazenta is impressive. It supports this team so well, and I think the team you put around it is really important. I think Howl is honestly the game changer on this set, though. It is so incredible. Like, wow. Being able to boost your own attack as well as your opponent's like attack is just nuts. And they go for another high jump kick. Yeah, I think, like, it could have been scary because I was expecting my opponents to Flare Blitz into Glastrier the turn I switched out. Because, like, I didn't think they needed to show any respect to Porygon in that situation because I was taunted. The taunted Porygon at, like, 10% is literally useless. Like, in fact, you actually want that to be out on the field if you're my opponent. And yeah, the last one was Celesteela. This is exactly why I didn't want to max early, because I need Cinderace to deal with this Celesteela in the end game. But now we can just go for a close combat onto Cinderace and a Fireball onto Celesteela. We've won 2 speed ties, it looks like, between our Cinderaces, but maybe they're not max speed. Either way, it doesn't end up making a difference. But that Fini set was crazy. Trick, Full Incense, slash Lagging Tail with Taunt as well. That is very, very far from standard. But yeah, I think Zamazenta demonstrated all the good possibilities that it can pull off here, so I'm very happy about it. And even if it's just on the field for 1 turn or 2 turns, that can be very impactful depending on how you use it. So this is such a well-constructed team around it because it has the perfect partners for Zamazenta. Zamazenta is really able to boost a lot of their attacks, and so I'm a big fan. And yeah, we got some really good games in with it, so hopefully this demonstrates why Zamazenta can be a top-tier restricted pick right now. Sure, maybe it doesn't do as much damage as the other ones, but the idea is that this team, Cinderace especially, is so strong. Let the Zamazenta just really boost all of its partners to a point where the partners can really take over the game. So, yeah. We definitely got a little bit lucky in that last game, the one before this with that Will-O-Wisp miss, and in that first game, like I said, wasn't happy about how I played, because I honestly thought the matchup was terrible for my opponent against that first Yveltal team, and they played super well to get out of what I thought was like a tough matchup for them. And I don't know, if we didn't make that Sucker Punch read on turn 2, I'm curious how things would have played out in the end. It might have honestly gone to timer, because I have Recover and they have Oblivion Wing, so we're just like trading a little bit of damage back and forth. They can Snarl. I'm not going to knock the Yveltal out with Tri Attack and Foul Play, so yeah, that honestly might have gone down to the timer, and I don't know if Close Combat would have... I mean, we did a damage calc. I don't think it was a guaranteed KO onto Yveltal, but Behemoth Bash the turn before onto Incin would have definitely been better. Plus, I should have just anticipated the max on Incin in game 1, so yeah. Definitely far from perfect play, but we're able to net a couple of wins, and I think if you're able to point out your mistakes, even in wins, that's like the best, because obviously it's great to win, but it's also very good to be able to identify what you did wrong, and it's often, I think, a little bit easier to notice what you did wrong when you lose, because, you can think, oh, why did I lose? Is there any play I could have made? But yeah, it's also important to just like analyze your games, no matter how well or poorly they went, and I played very far from perfectly today. I also want to do the foul play calc into Solgaleo, because that was a big mistake. I just didn't Spore either time onto Heatran, and I really should have. So Foul Play, +2 Solgaleo, Dynamax, Max Attack. Yes. +1 defense. Yeah, so... Oh, this is max HP Solgaleo. I guess that's pretty rare, but Foul Play against no bulk Solgaleo, and they're probably going to have some bulk, does 37 to 44%. Seems in line with what we saw. Yeah, and then I guess non-Dynamax, I mean, just does double, right? And I guess even if I'm doing 33%, the next one should just do double that. I don't know. It looked like the first Foul... Okay, so let's say they are max HP. Foul Play still does 32 to 38%, even with the defense boost. And then the next regular Foul Play does 64 to 76. Yeah, I think I'm just dumb. Because, like, even at minimum, 32 into 65% is almost a guaranteed KO, and that's even if with the minimum roll. So I should have just realized, like, Foul Play would have been... I thought the first... Like, okay, let's say they have defense investment as well. So, like, max HP, max defense. That's probably unlikely, but then Solgaleo takes 25 to 30%. It looked like it did, like, 30, 35, but it's a big difference whether or not it's 30 or 35, right? Because they had also taken a little bit of chip from the Bulldoze. But you're never going to be max HP, max defense Solgaleo. Let's actually see what the most common set on Peakalytics is right now. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Pado's, like Pado's Solgaleo, the rank 1 that we featured. So that Solgaleo is super good. Looks like 84 HP, 4 defense is the most common, otherwise 148 HP, 100 HP, 220 HP. So people aren't running that much defensive investment. This one has 236 HP, 44 defense. 236, that feels pretty likely. That's a good benchmark. I mean, foul play still, yeah, okay, that actually seems really likely then. I think we might have just had a low roll on the first foul play. It did 30%. So with 236 HP, 44 defense, for example, you do 30.5 to 36% against Dynamax Solgaleo, and then non-Dynamax is 61 to 73. So the odds of us getting a KO with just 2 foul plays, in addition to the little bit of bulldoze damage, is actually very high. So I definitely didn't need to waste the Spore there, and I could have Spored into Heatran. Now Heatran would have burnt to Spore Turret immediately anyway. Although I guess us knocking out Heatran was actually slightly beneficial, because it did give us a free switch into Glastrier as quickly as possible. So the dynamic of that third match actually would have played out pretty differently otherwise. So that's something I got to think about. Either way, really happy to get a couple of fun games in with Zamazenta, so I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you so much once again to Captain Falinks for the team. Check him out, or check out the team and the rental, linked in the description below. And thanks as always for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Don't forget to answer the question of the day, and I'll catch you all next time. All right, peace.